Okay, so we're starting the second Perek, second chapter of Megilat Esther. Achara devarim ha'ele, after Achashverosh killed his wife Vashti, Kesho chamat hamelech Achashverosh, when the wrath of Achashverosh subsided, Zacharet Vashti, he remembered his wife, Ve'et asher asata, that she did, Ve'et asher nigzar alea, and that was decreed upon her. So he remembered his wife. Now, obviously, he remembered his wife. What new is going on? He knew what happened. So the Gaon Mevilna explains that this is connected to Ve'et asher asata, that she did, not that she didn't come to the party, but that she did because she had Jewish ladies as her servants, and she made them oppress them and made them suffer, and that's what the real reason for the decree upon her. So now, but in the regular pshat, Achashverosh he's kind of sad. Now he remembers what's going on. And his young lads, the servants, they tell him, why don't you get, because you're the king of all these countries, why don't you basically make a beauty pageant and bring all the beautiful ladies from all the countries to you? So he and they tell him this is the instruction that they give him, and they say v'yafked hamelech pekidim bechol medinot malchuto. Why don't you commission people from that are your kind of head servants, commissioners in all the kingdoms, all the countries of your kingdom. V'ikbetzu et kol na'ara betula tovat mareh, and go and bring all of the beautiful women from your kingdom el Shushan Habira, to the capital city Shushan, el bet hanashim, to the house of the ladies, which is the one taking care of them, el yad hegeh seris hamelech, in the hands of this minister Hegeh, this was the name was Shomer Hanashim. He was the one that would take care of these women kind of trying out for this beauty pageant. V'naton tamrukehen, and give them cosmetics. He'll give them makeup. We'll see what that means. Why they have to provide the makeup. We'll see what that means. Ve'hanara asher titav b'nei hamelech, and this again, these are the young lads telling the king this idea. And the woman that's going to be good in the eyes of the king, timloch tachat Vashti, she should be the one that you should get her under your queen Vashti. She should be the one to rule. She should be the one, the queen. Vayitav hadavar b'nei hamelech vayas ken, and it was good in the eyes of the king, and he did exactly what these young lads said. So let's delve into this a little bit more. So number one is that from these Pesukim, it was as follows. It says the Gaon Vilna, it wasn't that any girl that wanted to apply to this would now come to Shushan Habira, but rather in every single country there was kind of a mini beauty pageant, and the one that won that beauty pageant from that country would go to the next level beauty pageant in Shushan Habira. So that's what it was. In every country there was people in charge of that beauty pageant. The winner of that one would then go to the Shushan, and that's where they had the main kind of beauty pageant. Now, he says as follows. What's the reason why I'll explain one more thing. So he says, obviously, at the end of the day, it's going to be Vehana'ara. It's only going to be one that you're going to be choosing as your final queen. And you're going to make her under Vashti. Here it doesn't say Vashti HaMalka or HaMalka Vashti. It omits that she's a queen. So the Gaon Vilna points out, who's the people giving this advice? It's the young lads that serve the king. Earlier, it was Haman that gave this idea, but Haman's idea was a little bit different. He said, we're gonna make you find a queen, a girl who's going to be also as important in lineage as your wife was, and as beauty or more beautiful than her. These young men that saw Achashverosh sad, they only spoke about beauty. If you look in the Pesukim, they say, Yivakshu lamech ne'arat betulot tovot mar'eh, beautiful. He doesn't say that they also have good lineage. And later on, again, as we read, the beautiful ladies. So it's all about beauty, these young lads tell the king. And what they say to him is, don't worry about lineage. You're the king. You're the main man. So just go for beauty. Forget where their lineage is from. And Achashverosh, kind of surprisingly, went with it, because that was the two things that he wanted, lineage and beauty. But he went with. That's why it says that you're going to get this new queen under Vashti. It doesn't say the queen Vashti or Vashti the queen. Forget queen. Forget the royalty part. Forget the lineage part. Just the beauty, because Vashti was royal and was beautiful, so just go for the beauty. Now, why do they have to provide the cosmetics, the makeup? So the Gemara says an interesting point. He says, he quotes the Gemara that actually on Yom Kippur back in the day, and also on Tu B'Av, it was a day also of matchmaking. And even though it was, of course, a day of fasting and everything, and we're not going to explain what the connection was to Yom Kippur, but Yom Kippur, it was a day where single men would, there was a time that single men would also go to a field, and single girls would go to a field, and the girls would say, the ones that were beautiful say, come choose me as a wife, I'm beautiful. And the ones that weren't so beautiful but they had good lineage, they would say, come choose me, look at my family, it's come from a good family. And the ones that didn't have anything, they were ugly and they didn't have good, right? And they didn't have good lineage, they would say, marry me, l'shem shamayim, it's a mitzvah. Come on, just marry me because it's a mitzvah. And then they would say one more thing, and give me gold, and give me jewelry, and you'll make me beautiful. Right? So don't, like, the beauty could be made up, could be makeup, right? It could be, give me some jewelry, and you'll make me beautiful. So the Gaon of Vilna asks, why is it that the one that was ugly but had good lineage, that's also kind of l'shem shamayim, it's also a mitzvah, but the other one that was ugly without lineage is, of course, the full mitzvah, because at least she had lineage. So what does she say? She says, just bring me gold and bring me, you'll make me beautiful. You see from here that the makeup does make a difference. Makeup makes a difference. So he said as follows, says the Gaon, he explains, why did Achashverosh provide the makeup? Because ladies could get dressed in their own home, and this lady's a rich lady, so she puts on so much makeup, wow, she looks all beautiful. And this lady happens to be, she's a poor girl. She doesn't have that style, that level makeup. So she might look not as good as this one. But in reality, she is more beautiful than this one. And therefore, everyone had to be on an equal playing field. Everyone come, no makeup. We're going to provide the same amount of makeup. And with the same amount of makeup, let's see how good you look with the same amount of makeup. And now that everyone's on the same playing field, then they could choose who the real most beautiful one was. Exactly. That's what they say in Hebrew. What nature doesn't do, the color does, the makeup does, right? So this is what they said. Everyone on an equal playing field. It was an interesting, way to do it.
Yeah, Rabbi, but if you put a rose on a pig, it's still a pig.
Yeah, well, it depends. You're right. If they're that bad, then they're that bad, right? So, to the guy, right? So just to end the so the Gaon of Vilna explains over here when the Ne'arim in the Remez part, when the Ne'arim say that to get a new woman, we're going to get you a new wife. This is talking about the concept of reincarnation as well. A new lady is a new body for the soul, and this is reincarnation where there's gilgulim, and at certain times that a person needs to do a tikkun, and he didn't finish his tikkun on this world. There is the concept of the gilgul, and that's kind of what Esther is in this story. We'll elaborate on it further. Okay, that's that for today, and Bezrat Hashem Sunday we start with the introduction to Mordechai, Ish Yehudi, Hayam Shoshana Bira. That's going to be, God willing, for next week. Baruch Adonai Le'olam, Rabbi Chananya ben Akashia Omer Ratzak, Kadosh Baruch Hu Bezakot, Et Yisrael Leficha Chivra Lehem Torah Mitzvah Shneimar, Adonai Chafetz, Leman Tzidko Yagdil Torah, Ve'yadir Kaddish.